Hello there again. So, what is meditation? If you haven't heard about it yet, because I think it's starting to gain a lot of popularity. The idea of not really thinking and calming the mind, or yes, meditation. What is meditation? Something I do every day. There's transcendental meditation, which is like a new program to kind of transform your life, where people do it for at least 20 minutes twice a day. But really, if you really want to get into it, if you want to do it for just intrinsic value, then, you should do it, pretty much as often as you can, or well, first let's start off with what exactly is meditation. Meditation is it doesn't have to do with clearing the mind. You might think that, but clearing the mind is, you can only do that if you're either enlightened, which is only comes after a very, very, very long history of meditating, or dead. So, like, when you first try, of course you'll be thinking about other things, or just think of the mind as a still pool of water, and meditation is just observing the rain droplets um, go into that pond, or think of it as standing on the sidewalk and watching the cars go by. But as soon as you try to flag one of those cars over, or I don't know, pick out a specific card that you're paying attention to, then you're no longer meditating. Like in psychology, I took a psychology test today. Written test. Today, one of the questions was, if you are driving home from work, but then there's this one car in front of you that's driving really slowly, and pay attention to that one car, so you don't notice any of the things that were on your way, and you sometimes when people are driving in a certain route that they have kind of memorized, that they've gotten down to be on autopilot, then they don't realize they kind of just go through the motions, and they don't realize all the things that they're like, how did I get home? Or there was one story about there's a story about this woman. She was dropping her kids off at school, and but then one day, or no, the story was, this guy was the dad was, this one time, it was different from his normal routine of just driving to work, where he had to drop his kid off at daycare because, I don't know, the mom had a meeting or something early in the morning. But because he was distracted by what he normally, because he was so built into his routine, his mindset, that he forgot to drop his kid off at daycare. So I don't know, it just didn't occur to him, because we're so used to these routines, and routine isn't I guess the meditation's kind of trying to break that up, realizing that, the routine is just a mental construct. It only exists because we recognize it. It's just the same things happening every day. It doesn't make it that's how we do it, because that's how we've always done it. It's because when you start to meditate, you'll get out of something called functional fixedness. So start being more resourceful. And meditation increase creativity, and when anxiety, I think there's a big thing nowadays that there are like news stories of people dealing with PTSD, anxiety, or all these mental disorders like ADD, ADHD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Like, not saying that meditation will like completely get rid of those disorders like obsessive compulsive disorder, but or there's just obsessive compulsive personality disorder. People who don't really feel pain from it, but just like they're fixated on like having everything organized. But I think once you start to meditate and start to just be okay with just watching your thoughts but not hanging on to any particular thought, you'll start to realize that things don't always have to be like in one way. They don't all have to be organized, color coded, whatever. It's like just use your brain, think, and things don't have to be so simplified for like children, color coded, and yeah, like there's so many. Meditation will help you realize the alternatives. It'll slow things down so you can see all the extending possibilities. So, like, meditation, I think, is a new thing. Like, in the future, everyone will meditate. It'll be a very big thing. Like, I think in schools, there should be meditation classes. Like there's transcendental meditation, which is doing it at least 20 minutes twice a day, but there are a lot of types of meditations. Like there's candle meditations, which is just you focus on one point, a candle, because that's supposed to increase focus. But it's like all meditation really does that, just helps with focus and not really being distracted. So you could meditate by like there's moon meditations where you just watch the moon. You just watch the moon at night and just focus on the moon. Or like there's meditations where you focus on any posted. You can post like a picture of something to your wall and just stare at that for a while and keep thinking about it. And like it could be the yin yang symbol and think of all the things they could symbolize, or just meditate on any particular image or object. Or yeah, there's also meditations like I've been told if you do origami, that's meditation. Like so origami, like if you really know how to do it, if you're not like if you don't have to think about it, that's when it's meditation. But when it's something when it's like a hobby you do, when it's like something you do over and over again so you don't have to think about it, that's meditation. But when you have to put effort into it, or when you have to keep looking back in the book or looking at a video to see what's the next step or what's the next step, like that's not meditation. Like Qigong and Tai Chi and really all martial arts, I think those are meditation because you really you can only focus on the one thing you're doing, that martial art or that internal art or Qigong or whatever. That you can only focus on Tai Chi at one time. But as soon as you start, like if you're going through the 13 postures or doing a Qigong move or a Tai Chi form, or as soon as you start thinking about like, okay, what am I gonna make for dinner tonight, or do I need to pick up something from the store, or I don't know, like do I need to, like how am I gonna get my son his new skateboard or whatever, like as soon as you start thinking about some external thing, then that's not meditation. But meditation, there's so many benefits. Like when I started meditating, I think my writing ability, like in literature class, got so much better. Like, just the teachers keep complimenting me on how good I did. Like, I was top of the class, best of the class. Like, last semester, I was writing the highest scoring essays in the class, and on our last essay, my battery's about to die, so I need to end this pretty early. My teacher was telling me on our last essay that I was the only one with even a chance of getting an A. I think just when you meditate, it's like when you have a really healthy central nervous system, all you need to do is sit down and write. Like, you don't need to think about it. It just happens. So meditation, like, once you start looking for it, like, I think the lady that won America's like most beautiful, it was a pageant show, or yeah, pageant. She said the reason she won, that she was able to answer questions correctly, was just meditation. Meditation has so many benefits. So I think it's really something you need to check out. Start meditating. There's so many benefits. Everything in your life gets better.